Hey, this is MaLa Speaks. We are back. MaLa Broussard reporting. So, today, on my Instagram live, I was going live with the weather report. Some the universities have changed their report to being a late delay until 10 a.m. and then staff and faculty and students coming at 10. So it wasn't as torrential rain like they said it was. Yesterday was more torrential rain, like it was raining all day, off and on, off and on. Every time I had to go outside, it was sprinkling or heavy rain. It had spurts in between where it was raining. So, but yeah, that was basically the gist of it. So everything is going to be moving in a faster capacity because people are now at the schools, so, and colleges now. So, but I mean, we're always here on alert because of the weather, and we don't want to take it for granted, and we want to make sure everybody is safe in Houston. But today I'm coming. I did not film this, but I made okra and tomatoes and rice today, last night. And oh my gosh, I forgot I had picked some okra up at my local HEB, and I washed it out, sanitized them with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, rinsed them out, and then I let it dry, and then I put it in a freezer bag and pop it in the freezer. So when I wanted to cook it and eat it, I can just slice it up and eat it. So this is what it looks like. I don't want it to fall, but this is what it looks like. I'm gonna give you a close-up so you can see how it looks. Okay, sorry, but yeah, this is how it looks. Okay, so this is my okra and tomatoes. Yeah, y'all. So I love it. This is my staple. So delicious, so good. This is my comfort food. Sadie's coming up here because she wants some. So she's getting to position herself right where she can get some. No. This I'm not sharing. Okay? But this is really, really good. On cold or rainy days, I like to cook something a hearty or like a stew for more hearty food, because it gives me extra to kind of get the day through, you know. This is really good. So, but yeah, we had our, serious weather reports, and, it pretty much kind of cleared up now. It's sprinkling. It's barely even raining now. So, but yeah, I just wanted to come to you and let you know what was going on with our weather report. And, a lot of people just freak out about our weather. And when we have storms and everything coming in so fast, that especially off the Gulf of Mexico, we want to make sure people are safe. They know what's going on, and that the employers understand the severity or of the situation, so they can actually make an executive decision on whether to open their doors or close their doors, or delay time where they're going to school or going to be open up for the students. because University of Houston Central did not shut down. They have so many students they have to feed, so the student center will be open, and at 10 o'clock, some of the outside restaurants will be open. So they should be underway and open because those kids have to have somewhere to eat, and it's easier for them to go on campus than off campus. So because everything's so convenient around there. But yeah, because my son was saying, man, they're not shutting down University of Houston. I said, no, HISD wasn't closed either. So all their students went to school. Usually when Houston Independent School District shut down, usually a lot of the collegiate schools really shut down. And I think they said no, HISD did specify no after school activities today because they want, those kids to get home safely. I hope it's not going to be picking back up in the evening time because that's really not a good thing. But, it is what it is. So, yeah. It's hard for me to cook, to eat, and talk at the same time. But that is really good. That's okra and tomatoes and rice. I used, was it brown rice? I'll let you know. I can't remember if it was brown rice or white rice that I used today. It's really, really good. I mean, I love this plate. And I love to really enjoy my food. And when I'm talking and eating, it's hard to enjoy my food. I was at one event one time, and it was funny to me. And this guy, he was so happy to get like rural food, and he was in the Houston area. He was so happy to get rural food, right? So we went to this. It's a pretty upscale restaurant, and I'm trying to get the name of it. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an Italian restaurant here in Houston. It's right next door to the Hilton Post Oak Hotel. It's actually right next door to it. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. I'll look it up and I'll put it down in the description box. Anyway, we went to this nice restaurant, and this guy, he was like, he had the plate up here. He was like, we were talking to him. He's like, yeah, okay. Like, he was not playing. He was not playing. I said, okay. I'm going to let you make it. I can't put it too far because Sadie will eat it. She looking at it like, we're going back and forth. I got a chance to get some. Yeah. He wasn't playing no games. He wasn't playing no games. Baby, he was tearing it up. And then after that, he had dessert. And he was like, you want to take it to go? He was like, I'm eat it right here. Yeah, right. I said, wow. I said, man, I want to eat like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I want to eat like that, but baby, you cannot be on a day eating like that. No, sir. You cannot be eating on a day. But you cannot be on a date eating. But he wasn't on a date, but it was just funny. It was, a group of us, and he was just tearing it up. I was like, wow. Woo! You hungry? Okay, I'm going to let you eat, man. Look, I'm not even going to say nothing else to you. You did good today. Congratulations. I'm going to let you eat. I stopped talking to him. I said, man, look, if you... I said, I even offered. I was like, you, whenever you come back to Houston, I'll cook for you, and you could come over and eat. He was like, oh yeah, I would love that. I'm like, damn, you eating like, man, like, no. I said, you must don't cook for yourself. He didn't say nothing. He didn't reply to that because he was too busy eating. Shit. So he didn't reply to nothing I said. He didn't hear nothing. He saw good Italian food, and I'm about to tear it up. And he tore it up. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't leave a crumb in the bowl. Baby. He tore it up. But it was just so funny. I was just like, he's so brave. He's so smart. He's so strong. Man, I want to be like that. But it was just so funny. Like, he was just, man. The little, when after like the events that I go to, it's kind of, I really don't engage after events, in like happy hours, anything like that. Like, I usually don't participate in things like that just because things can get a little bit crazy, you know what I mean? And I'm not into that scene. So, but this was actually the first time in a while since I've been on this, going to all these over 250 events for over a year. I just kind of have detoured for that after hour session because it like I said, it can get kind of crazy. So I just not opt to do it. But I was like, okay, I think it'd be okay for me to go after hours and go to this place, right? And so I went and everything. So I was just like, okay, cool. But yeah, it was real cool. And I remember the event I went to. It was a new up and coming motivational speaker, and his name is Audate, and he came to Houston. And I was like, hey, I introduced myself. Hey, I'm, MaLa, Broussard. This is what I'm doing. I said, but I can't, I want to go to the dinner night, but I really, can't afford it. And he was like, well, how much you have in your account? Da, 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 da. How much you have on you? Da, da, da. And I'm like, okay. You just don't ask people that, but whatever. So anyway, he was like, okay, well, come to the dinner tonight. Da, da, da. So, when somebody says, offer to come to the dinner, and I told him that I don't have, the funds to go. He was like, okay, come to the dinner. I'll send you an invite. Da, 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 da. So, all right, cool. So I had left because I had somewhere else to go to. Oh, the conversations with Dr. Pope was coming on that day at like 2 p.m. And I wanted to watch it on television because they were showing on Comcast, AT&T Uverse, Photoscope, and another channel. I always forget that little channel. And I always forget that channel. And so I told him I was leaving and then I'll come back. Well, when I came back, they were still there. It was just they was closing up the end of the conference because I think it started like 9 and it ended like 5, and we were supposed to go to dinner like 6 or 7. So I went and everything. So I was there and the guy didn't pay for my dinner. So I'm just conversating with everybody, and so the person that was sitting beside me, she was like, oh, you can go order. I said, no, I don't know what I want yet, And so the waitress kept coming by, and they were like, you're gonna order, we're gonna put these in. I said, yeah, go and put that in, And she said, you might want to hurry up and order, so you don't get your food when everybody else, get their food. And I was like, no, not really. And I was just so embarrassed because this guy told me to come, and I told him I did not have Cause he said the restaurant that we're going to was like $150. It really wasn't. He was trying to really weed out people, and not, he didn't want it too big. He wanted like small enough where people can really kind of pretty much have a conversation. It's about, I want to say about 20 people that came, and so I don't think he really wanted big. So if you say $150, people like, I'm not spending $150 on a meal. I don't have, that's rent, that's half my rent, I don't have $150 to spend on one dinner, and who knows if I'm going to connect with anybody while I'm there, So, but yeah, I had went, and I was just like, I was like, oh my gosh. So long story short, on this story time, the lady next to me paid for my meal. And I was just, she said it was okay. I wasn't there to have that happen. But thankfully, she was a very kind-hearted person. She's from Florida, and she's going to school to be a lawyer. But she has a business, a financial side business that she's doing, and we were talking about that. And I was just, talking to her, and she was so nice and so genuine, and just a very, very nice person. I was just like, man, you seem like a person kind of like me, like you into the space that you're in, but a lot of times you feel like you don't belong, or people are making sure that you're different, or you looked at as different. And she was like, yeah, how did you know that? Tell me more, da da da. And I was like, wow, I just picked on it. I just picked up on it while we were talking and, conversating and everything. And she said, yeah, I deal with barriers all the time because I'm in a space where a lot of people don't look like me. And her family are immigrants from the islands. I want to say Dominican Republic. I want to say Dominican Republic. I think she's Dominican, if I'm not mistaken. Dominican, or it's that other one next to it. I don't know. I can't remember. But she's one of those from one of those places, either Dominican Republic or the one right next door to them. And she was just like really a genuine person. I was just like, oh my goodness, that's why I really don't go to after hours, because a lot of times I don't really have the extra funds to really go to the after hours set, because like I said, he said it was $150. I'm like, yeah. It was pretty pricey. It was pretty middle end. It was probably like 20 something bucks, $15 to $20, starting up, it was like something like that. But it is what it is. But I was just like, wow. I'm like, I didn't worry about it. I didn't say nothing to him. I just kept it moving. But just in that situation, people do that to me a lot. Not in that type of situation, but in general. Like, they'll say they're going to do something and then they don't do it. Or they'll, I don't know if I don't know if their intentions are where it needs to be. And a lot of times they're concerned about themselves and not concerned about the people that they mean to help. And that event, I was very, very disappointed, just because there was a lot of great, great people in the room, just because like I scanned the room and I talked to other people, because I go to so many events. So we all kind of understand where each person is coming from. They left. They ended up leaving because the substance wasn't there. And this guy is very young. He's in his 20s. He's very, very young. And he's very ambitious. He's very motivated. I don't know what he's motivated by. I don't know if it's, all about the money, all about this. I don't know what his motivation comes from. Um, he says what it comes from is him growing up in Rhode Island. He grew up in a small town in Rhode Island that had a lot of violent things going on in the community, and people that he know that were incarcerated and got really locked up, and some of them still not out yet. And, I just, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't. I don't know. He gave me a book, and cause I was like, oh, I don't have da da da. He was like, well, what do you have on you? And I was like, I think I had like $5 or something, five, whatever. And so he was like, okay. He took the five and he gave me his book. And I personally do not read self-help books or motivational books. That's just not what I do. It's not my thing, and I don't learn nothing from it. I just don't learn anything from it. I'm not being mean. Every time I pick up one, I'll be like, oh, this could be the one. No, I don't, because I don't need help with people with being motivated. Like, I don't need that. And when I already have something that I really don't need, to me, it's pointless for me to read, because I'm not learning nothing. I want to learn something. I want to gain knowledge from something. So you're not telling me anything new. You're telling me the same thing I've been doing for 2 years now, or for my lifetime now. You know what I mean? So I just wasn't like feeling it. So he gave me his book. Okay, usually when somebody gives you your book, you, on the inside, you write the person's name, you sign it, or you write a little note or something, and you personalize it to that person, right? He wrote his signature on the top label of his book cover. I was like, why would he do that? Like, why would you do that? Who does that? Nobody I know does that, because that's your selling piece. You don't put your signature on glossy, top of it, because it'll fade. And it was in my bag. The signature faded. I'm like, really? Like,